Good afternoon, Trinity. Good afternoon to those who are joining us online today. Welcome to another midweek motivation with your pastor, Dwayne D. Flood. It is a pleasure to be with you today. It is Wednesday. Praise God, you made it halfway through the week, and we hope and pray that this brief word of encouragement will give you the fuel that you need to make it for the balance of the week. So today we're going to be in Ephesians chapter 3, verses 17 through 19. Ephesians chapter 3, New Testament, Ephesians chapter 3, verse number 17 through 19. And we've been spending some time over the last several weeks or so exploring and examining being under construction. What God is doing in this construction process is he's leveraging a process called sanctification, which is the process that God is using to cleanse you from all unrighteousness, to make you holy, to renew you, to transition you from where you are to where he wants you to be. So, for since he that paid the ultimate cost for you in the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, then you need to know because he did that for the forgiveness of sins. He owns you. You are God's property and he decides what he wants to do with the property. So God has decided to obtain the building permits, to lay a new foundation, to place a stone, a chief cornerstone, where the building begins, where those who believe are jointly fitted, shaped, molding them all together so that he can make a habitation for himself. And in this text, it shares what the purpose of the habitation is. So hopefully you found Ephesians chapter 3, verses 17 through 19. And in Ephesians chapter 3, verse number 17, we find these words. It says, that Christ may dwell in your hearts by faith, that ye, being rooted and grounded in love, may be able to comprehend what with all saints, what is the breadth and length and depth and height, and to know the love of Christ, which passes knowledge, that ye might be filled with all the fullness of God. That is certainly an encouraging word. It almost got me excited just reading it. But let's dig in a little bit. The first thing you need to know is that he lives in you. He, being Jesus Christ, lives in you. Look at verse number 17. It begins with the ultimate purpose that Christ may dwell in your hearts by faith. So you got to understand that dwell indicates that Christ wants to and Christ desires to take up residence in you. Think about it. The King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, lives in you. That is such a powerful statement. Man, it's just powerful to even think about. But look at the benefits in the rest of that verse. That ye, being rooted and grounded in love. Now you got to understand, I don't know about you, but roots are some serious things. See, roots grow deep and they wrap themselves around a source. They wrap themselves around a source of water and they wrap themselves around a source of nutrients. In fact, have you ever wondered why weeds grow in drought conditions? Why weeds are all in your grass? Maybe that's just my grass, but at any rate, you got to understand that what those weeds do, they grow deep into the soil. They wrap themselves around the source. Jesus wants the same thing for you, that you grow deep in him, wrap yourself in him, around him, so that regardless what comes your way, heat, drought, storms, disaster, you are rooted. You are wrapped around the source and grounded, which indicates that it lays the basis for in love. You are rooted and grounded in love, all because he lives in you. So that's some good, encouraging like stuff for our hearts, is that regardless what you're going through, beloved, you just need to root yourself, ground yourself in the love of Christ that lives in you. Now look at the second thing that we see in this these set of verses. If you know, you know. You know, I was at a funeral one time and the family, they just got up and they just shared just a little bit about their loved one, just enough to tease you. They didn't go into the full story and they ended it by saying, if you know, which indicated that for all of us who didn't know, we missed out on something very special. We missed out on an incredible experience. But if you know, you know. So, verse number 18 indicates that Jesus wants you to know. It says, may be able to comprehend with all saints. Now, comprehend means to seize, to grasp, to take hold of. It's carrying the idea that you make it your own. That's how close that you want it pulled into you. Jesus wants you and all believers to know, to fully understand, to completely grasp. Look at the text. I want to make sure you see what comes next. This is what you need to completely grasp. What is the breadth, the length, the depth, and height of his love for you? Now, let's just break that in because there's four powerful things right there that we see. The breadth reflects the width, the expansiveness, something that reaches outward. If you know that it cannot be measured. His love is wide enough to include everyone. The second thing we see is the length, which reflects the extent, the distance from beginning to end. It goes from your past in him choosing you. It is in your present as he gives you grace. It is in your future as he keeps you, guards you, protects you, and eventually will bless you. That will blow your mind if you know that it cannot be measured. It started before you and will outlast any of your failures, even until the end of time. It's the length. Now look at the next thing that we see is the depth, which reflects something that goes downward, that reaches its lowest point, indicating that Christ's love reaches the lowest condition. Sin depth can't go lower than his love. Shame's depth can't go lower than his love. Brokenness can't go lower than his love. If you know that it cannot be measured, you cannot fall deeper than his love can reach. It's the depth. Now look at the last thing that we see here. You got to understand the height. It's reflecting elevation, upward distance. Christ's love lifts believers to heavenly standing. That's some good stuff. See, it speaks of a new identity, a new position, a new destiny. If you know that it cannot be measured. His love not only reached down, it lifts you up. Man, that's some good stuff. I'm glad his love lifts me up. You just got to go around and understand there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough, ain't no storm strong enough. If you know Christ's love passes all knowledge, it can't be measured, and all that ye might feel with all the fullness of God. God is not building something small in you. He is building something immeasurable in you. Man, we got to cut it off right there. I can't get any more excited than that. You just have to tune in on Sunday to get the rest of this under construction message. So hopefully that bless your heart. If you're looking for a place to worship or you're looking for a church home, we prayerfully want you to consider the loving people at Trinity Missionary Baptist Church. We're located at 6320 Chandler Street, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45227. If you want to know more about us, you want to look at more content along these lines, we encourage you to go to our website, which is at www.trinitymbcmadisonville.com. I hope and pray that God blesses you in a special way and that you just reflect on all that he has done. His love is immeasurable.